Hi, I'm Phil Castle. I want to show you a little trick that I came up with on Captivate. It's when we go to display text comes up. It tends to be kind of static. We can put variables in there. But one of the things that I want to show you is that depending on the learner's score, you can change the color of the text. So if they score less than 50%, which obviously is a fail, then I'm going to change the color to red. If it's between 50 and maybe 70% or 80%, it'll be a different color. And then if you get over 80%, then I'll show a third color. So we'll take a look at the project, and then I'll show you how I did it. So here's a project. We'll start it. And so I'm going to just enter in the score that the person gets. So if I put in the score of 48, I'll just press the enter key. And then you can see what the score is, and now you see here in red, you failed this test. I'm going to go back and change the score, so let's say it's going to be 60. So it says you did well with the test, and it's now in this blue color. And I'll go back and change the score, and let's say I get 90% on the test. Now it's in green, and it says you did an outstanding job, well done. And again, if I go back and I change the score to just say 20%, it goes back to being red because the person has failed the test. So let's take a look at how this project was created. And I have the file here. And at the beginning we have a text entry. And you'll see that the name of this text entry is txt score. So I'm using that as my variable. I'll come over here to the second screen. So once you enter a value and you come to the screen. So we have a text field that displays the score. And then we have this feedback, txt feedback, and that's a variable that's going to display the content. And then of course we have a button that then takes us back to the first screen. But how do we change this? And what we want to do, if we take a look at this particular txt feedback, this text field, and I come up here to the properties and take a look at the state view. If I go into the state view, and I'll just zoom into it over here on the side, there's the normal view. If the person has failed, what I've done is I've taken that text field and I've just made it red. If the person is in that mid-range, I've made it blue, and if the person has honors, then I've made it green. So what I have then is these three different states that I'm going to be switching in between. And how we calculate that and how we do that is we use an advanced action. And so I'll just click on the workspace, and you see here I have an advanced action. And then just click on the folder for this advanced action, and we'll take a look at it. So first of all, first condition that I have here is failed. Have they failed? And if they have, if the txt score is less than 50, so 49 or less, then I'm going to assign txt feedback saying you failed the test. Then I'm going to change state of show feedback, that's that text field called show feedback, and I change it to fail. Now the mid-range, I have here txt score is greater than 49, and because I want all these conditions, so these two conditions have to be true, txt score is less than 80. Now I'm using 49 because if you're, that means you're going to be at 50 or higher, so that's why I have a greater than 49. Anyway, so then I'll assign you did well with the test, and then I will change the show feedback to the mid-range. And then the final tab here is for honors. So if it's greater than 79, so 80% and higher, then you're going to have assignment of, we'll assign txt feedback. You did an outstanding job, well done. And then we change the show feedback to the honors. Now, we can also click on this little play button up here to preview the action. And this gives you, especially if you're used to coding, gives you a feeling of what the code looks like. So if the score, if txt score is less than 50, we do this assignment, we change the show feedback. Here's your mid-range. If the txt score is greater than 49, and those two ampersands are the and txt score is less than 80, then we're going to assign this txt feedback, you did well, and then change the state to mid. And then for the honors tab, we have if the txt score is greater than 79. And then we have changing the we have the feedback, and then changing the show feedback object for the text, and that's how we get the colors to change. So it's a little extra work, but it's something that's really neat that using colors you can start to reinforce some positive and some negative behaviors, but it's something that's very easy to apply and no extra scripting involved. I hope this helps.